Okay. Well, welcome back. Sort of. Um, you'll soon be back. Some of you are finishing up your clinicals, and I wish you all the best of luck with that. I hope you're enjoying it. This first week of class, I just want to introduce the class, and that's it. So we're going to use this Google site here to organize the class. And let me know if you're having any problems accessing that. So we'll go through this today. I'll tell you about the organization of the class, and that'll be it. Nothing tomorrow or the day after. On Monday, we'll have a remote class, so if you can make it, great. And if you can't, that's all right. We'll just get an overview of the nervous system just as a whole. So the divisions, central, peripheral, and the divisions within the central nervous system. Just to kind of get sort of a broad view before we start talking about all the individual parts. So the class is going to all meet on Monday. That will be where we all get together when we take tests. It'll be on Mondays. And we'll all get together in 3103. So Mondays are going to be where we have the practice sections. So if you go on the class website, you'll see there's this tab here. So this is going to be a little more, I guess, practical in a way. The emphasis on this is going to be, what does it look like when we have damage to the nervous system? So what sort of signs and symptoms should you see? What we want to do in this part is relate structure and function. So if we have injury to a certain region, what should we expect to see? So I might just give you a picture and say, what do you expect? I might give you a description and ask, where is this affected? So let's just go into one of them so we can have a look. This is what we will be going over on Monday. There's some reading up here. This probably looks very familiar to you. I'll give you my notes. There's some review questions that I think will help check your understanding. If you can answer those, you'll probably be all right, at least in this class. If there's some slides, I'll have a link to download those. I'll usually put up some interactive modules that you can click on to review. Hopefully these still work. All right, great, this one works. So you can go through this. I think these are kind of nice basic overviews of what we're talking about. So you might find these handy. The thing that we'll really go over in class, though, are going to be these cases. So you'll get, some sort of history, and maybe there's a picture. In this case, there is one. And we'll go through, what are we seeing? Why does this match up so well with what we're seeing here? And there's a few questions. Jesus, hold on. Ooh, got a sensitive scroll wheel here. Okay, so we'll go through these in class. You'll answer the question, and then we'll go through, why is the correct answer correct, and why are the incorrect ones maybe not so correct. So you can get used to linking signs and symptoms with different areas of the nervous system. So that's probably the most important thing that you'll get from me. You'll hear a lot about V equals IR, and we'll get to that on the next Monday, and you'll hate it. I know you will, but I'll enjoy it. Not just for that reason, but because it's pretty cool stuff. All those practice sections are going to be the basis of the final exam. So the final exam is based on everything here. So this is what you'll need to review for the final. It's related to what we're covering in all the lecture units, but it's a little bit of a different approach. Rather than thinking about the physiology of how the nervous system works, it's more about the signs and symptoms that you see with different types of damage to different areas. How can you tell, a stroke, let's say, from a tumor, from a demyelinating disease? So there's kind of different ways of cueing in on those, and you'll get that by practicing. The exams, on the other hand, and the lectures, those are going to be more like, how does this work? So explain to me exactly how neurotransmitter release occurs. And of course, we're going to cover that. So we'll have a lecture on that. Neurotransmitter release right here, lecture 5. So the lectures, which will take place either Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Friday. This way we have appropriate spacing. So that's why we're splitting the class up that way, so we can meet in 4058 and be safe, I suppose. The lectures are going to be, how does it work? The practicum sections will be, what happens when it doesn't work? So they are related, but they are also distinct. So in each unit, we're going to have about 6 lectures. I think that's going to hold true. Yeah, pretty well true. I think the last one, we're losing one. Oh, no. Okay, we're good. Nice. So we have 6 in all of these. And each unit's going to have an exam. So your exams and your final, they're going to account for the bulk of your grade. Let's go ahead and have a look at the syllabus. Alrighty, this probably looks familiar to you. So we'll all meet on Monday. Half of us will meet Tuesday, Thursday. Half of us will meet Wednesday, Friday. Let me know if you haven't received the email that tells you which section you're in and your code name so you can look up your grades. Let's see. So we're going to have exams accounting for half of your overall grade. So each one of them will be 12.5%. There'll be 4 of them. That adds up to 50. The final exam, 20%. And these will both be just multiple choice questions on, we call it Exam Soft. What is it for you? Is it Exemplify? All right, good. I got a nod. So on your end, it's called Exemplify. This is nothing new. So we'll be sending them out that way. I don't know what the future will bring for us as far as whether we can actually meet in person and have our exams in person. And so keeping that in mind, I've opted for just multiple choice here. And I've removed the note sheet. It's a gift and a curse, I suppose, having the note sheet. We'll see how this goes. But the note sheet was always there as a crutch for the open-ended questions. So this way I could ask harder questions, I suppose, and pretend like they weren't hard because you could have notes. So it's a way for me to lie to you. I don't want to do that yet. This may change. We'll see how things go. But the plan right now is we'll run it on Exemplify, and you'll just have to worry about roughly 40 multiple choice questions. The final exam will be a little bit longer. Then we have quizzes, which you'll take before each lecture, nothing new there. And tests, which you will take during each lecture. So after we wrap up with whatever questions you have, then we'll go through a series of multiple choice questions. You can talk to each other. These are not meant to trip you up or anything like that. They're meant to give you practice because I'm not going to give you a note sheet on the exams. So instead, what I'm doing is giving you additional review questions that if you do them, will probably serve you well. I've made sure that these line up with the exam. So you'll want to take advantage of these. So I'll be giving you review questions beforehand to make up for the lack of a note sheet. There's always mixed reviews on the note sheet. Some people love it, some people hate it, some people feel both ways about it at the same time. So we'll see how this goes. It may be terrible, but you got to have something to hate. Class participation is really just going to be the average of all these other components, unless you do something that stands out. So if you seem to be working very hard and you're exceptionally pleasant and willing to answer questions in class, then I'll take your average and I'll add a few points to it. And if you are not, then I probably won't take any away, unless you like assault me, then I'll probably take a few points off. So mostly this will be your average. It won't help you. It won't hurt you unless you do something really well, then it will help you. So, emailing questions or coming by my office, as long as you're, respectful and productive, that'll be great. You'll get some points there. Grading scale is the same as it ever was. Class attendance is basically what it is before. Of course, there's an exception to this down at the bottom, the COVID-19 guidelines that says don't come to class if you have this. So this host of symptoms here. Just don't come to class. It's all right. I'll have a Zoom going like this. I hope. I've already fucked this up once. I've only had one class. This is my second one. I forgot to start the recording until like 11 minutes into it. So if someone could, well, how the hell are you going to remind me? If you're in class, you can remind me, hey, make sure you start the Zoom recording. That would be a huge help. And I might even, throw a little participation on there for you. So if you can't make it to class because you have symptoms, don't worry. You can tune in and hear my nasal drone over Zoom, and I'll even record it so you can listen to it on loop. So if COVID doesn't get you, that will. Let's see. So here's my schedule. If you care, you probably don't. Here's our schedule. You probably care about this. So the first week, really nothing. It's just this. We have a class. We're here for now. You're not here yet, but you'll be here eventually. For now, for then. And here's what we're going to do. I have childcare, so I'm going to be available. The class will move on unless childcare goes away. Then it'll be like last semester, and we'll get through it. So this will tell you which lecture on what day. You'll notice here that there's a mix of days. This will be a Tuesday and a Wednesday, because we'll be doing the same thing on a Tuesday and a Wednesday. So anyway, you'll see that we got our Monday and then our 2 lectures. So every week is going to have a practicum, 2 lectures. If we have an exam, you'll notice it's always on a Monday. Do not say that we have a case of the Mondays. I don't want to hear that. The exception to this would be exam 4. This is going to happen either on December 3rd or December 4th. We have to kind of figure that out. We might split it over the 2 days. Because we have a reading and study day on a Monday, it kind of screws us up a little bit. We'll figure that out. So the exam 4 is still kind of in the air when we're going to do that, but we will do it. I promise. So you can find the schedule here on the syllabus. You can find the syllabus, of course, on the class website. If you need to schedule a meeting, that's right here. I think this works. Some people have used it before in the past. The class calendar is here. So let's say that you are feeling, hold on, some fever, cough, fatigue, sore throat, something like that. You don't want to come to class. No problem. If you go down to the class calendar, all these meetings are the same. Whichever one you click on is going to give you this. It's going to tell you where it's taking place. So you can just copy that and paste it into the browser. It'll go ahead and open up this Zoom session. And if I remember, I'll have it going. And if I don't remember, we're all to blame. I told you that I'm going to have this problem. Here's my contact information. Here's the schedule again, in case you have decided to care. And then here's the feedback form where you can tell me what you like, what you don't like, if you feel so inclined. I don't know who writes what, so feel free to be honest on that. The lectures are going to look pretty similar to last year, so I'm still going to give you my notes. The big difference is that there's already lecture recordings up so that you don't have to wait. I may very well upload some additional things, but there's already lectures from last year. The first one, I was figuring out how to do this properly, so it's not the greatest here. One of them I completely fucked up, and you'll see that. But they get better over time. They're good enough. You'll get the most from reading and taking your own notes, though, truth be told. There's a quiz for all of these, and you'll want to take this before class just to make sure that you've looked at it. Because if you show up to class, you'll get way more out of it if you already know what we're going to talk about. If you're going through the notes and the lecture and the reading and the quiz and you're confused about something, type it in here. So there's the questions box, just like you saw last year. What I've done in this case, based on your feedback, was add this box below. So hopefully what we put in here is going to appear down below. I might shoot myself in the foot here, but let's give it a try. It's probably not going to work. So we sent that in. Let's go ahead and refresh the page, and holy shit, it worked. So that's there. So you can see the questions that other people have. I'm really glad that worked. All right, and then I'll go in and write a response. And so I'll answer it here, so it'll be written, and so you can see it, but I'll also go through it in class as well. But just so it's there, because these are probably questions that other people have too. And it makes sense to put them here and for them to have a place to live. This way, you can see the questions, you can see the answers. If it's already asked, no need to ask it again unless you find my response to be insufficient. Then tell me and ask again. That's what every lecture is going to look like. The lecture review, we're going to, I think, do this either in class or after. If we have time, I'd like to do it in class because you can talk to each other. We can go through it together, but you never know how the timing of things is going to work out. So that's the plan there. With these, use anything you want. These are not meant to take away points. These are meant for you to just get them. It's just spend the time. And again, the lecture review here, this is going to be pretty similar to the exams. So when you're preparing for the exam, take advantage of that and go through them a few times. It doesn't matter if it's a test for this class or any class or your board exam, just do some practice questions. I mean, that's the best way to learn. Okay, that might be it. So lectures would be the units here. Tuesday, Thursday, or Wednesday, Friday. Those will be for the exams. Practica, those will be on Mondays, except when we have exams. The practica meetings will be what we use to make the final exam. So when you're prepping for the final, you might find it advantageous to make sure you have answered these review questions, but go through these cases. There's a few different ones. We will go through these in class. You can go through these ahead of time, but what I want you to do is during our Monday class meetings, you're going to have a chat with each other from 6 feet apart, I guess. So we'll yell at each other for a while, and then we'll go through these to make sure that we're getting the main points. Okay. Are there any questions?
Are we going to have access to the recordings from both days? Like if I'm in the Tuesday, Thursday section, am I still going to be able to see your lectures from Wednesday and Friday? Just because like that might be helpful to review, or if you explain something in a different way or someone asks a better question than I do.
Great question. So here's the plan. There's this lecture recording that's up here that you can view. So that's me walking through the slideshow in front of a class. Unless I forget, I'll have Zoom running and recording. So those recordings will get housed here as well. So if you're so inclined, you could go there. You could watch the recordings from each class. If you want to. If you have the time, sure. So they'll be up here. Let me know if those are helpful too. So I'll put them up, and I'll ask you guys later on. Is anyone even looking at these? Because if you're not, then yeah, I'll probably still do it. I'm a creature of habit. So you'll have this lecture recording, and then we'll have whatever happens Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, which is really just a question answer session as well. If I forget, then no, you won't be able to. And you can blame me and all the other people in that section, because now I've said it. You have to remind me. I'm old. Anything else?
So I see that we have like pre-quizzes before the Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday section. Do we also have that before the Monday section as well?
No. Good question. The Monday sessions, I would like you to look at everything. I would like you to read my notes. I'd like you to read whatever reading is up there. In some cases, I might have some additional reading if you're so inclined. So in one case, I want you to read chapter 9. You might find chapter 8 useful as well. But these are pretty handy. So I want you to do the reading beforehand. Going through these helpful links in my notes, that's all good, but there's nothing that you actually have to do. If you want to review the cases so that you're ready to hit the ground running, that's cool. Probably not necessary, but it is necessary that you have an idea of what we're talking about. But no quiz on that. And these are no stakes cases. So you can go through these time and time again. God damn it. Time and time again, and you won't get penalized or anything like that. It just helps you feel like you're prepared, and it will make you prepared for the final. It'll give you good practice in just immediately knowing, okay, loss of consciousness, what should we be thinking? Probably something with the midbrain. But we look for other things too. Problems with the eyes, that's going to be suggestive of midbrain. So it's going to be going through those multiple times so that you develop that association. Nothing to do beforehand. Great question. Are there any other great questions? Any good questions? All right. If that's all, then we'll call it. Okay. Cool. Send me an email if you have any questions. I'll see you on Monday on Zoom. And then Tuesday, we're doing a whole week of this. Is that right? Oh, all right. Well, I'll see you on Zoom. So the first week will be recorded. I guarantee you that one. After that, it's on you. All right, good luck with your clinicals.
Are we going to be split Tuesday, Thursday, Wednesday, Friday, since we're on Zoom, or for this coming week?
I hadn't thought about that. Well, what would you all prefer?
I mean, I feel like we could all do it together, so we don't have to have two separate meeting times.
Okay.
Yeah, I feel like that lessens the load on you too.
Oh, thanks. Participation. Okay. Well, would you like to do Monday, Wednesday, Friday? So it's just the same time and it kind of spaces things out. All right, cool. I got some thumbs up. So how about this? That's the plan. And if you want to meet on Tuesday and Thursday with me, because that's what we agreed on and you want to hold me accountable, just send me an email and I will meet with you on Tuesday and Thursday. All the rest of us will do Monday, Wednesday, Friday. All right. Have I forgotten anything else? Excellent. Well, have a great day. I'll see you Monday.